Here's a movie. I don't remember it, but he's attractive. Let me rank it. Okay, for those who know me, and maybe even some people that don't know me, you will know that right now in my life, I'm in love with Ryan Gosling. I mean, I'm in love with many people. Rebecca Ferguson, Emily Blunt, Jodie Comer, the list goes on and on. But Ryan Gosling, and we know that is thanks to The Fall Guy. What a movie. It's incredible. If you still haven't seen it, go see it. I don't know how many times I have to say, go watch The Fall Guy. They should have hired me to do marketing because so far I've sent about 6 people to see this movie and everyone said 10 out of 10. So today I'm going to be doing a tier list. All Ryan Gosling movies. What a day. How fun. But this time I'm going to be ranking his movies based on how much I fell in love with him. So don't stress at the beginning thinking I'm ranking these movies in a very strange order. I'm ranking them solely based on whether I was attracted to him or not, or / in love with him. How much, where that scale was, you know? Would I have dumped him? Would I have had a fling with him? Would I have married him? I'm going to tell you today. You didn't ask for it, but you're going to get it. So to begin, we have the first film I ever saw Ryan Gosling in, and that is Remember the Titans. This film alone, an incredible movie. Very inspiring, motivational, absolutely soul-crushing and devastating. And I sob like a baby every time I watch it. I always think maybe it'll end differently. Anyway, Ryan Gosling has a very small role in this movie. He's part of the football team. Quite comical, actually, because I think his position was a linebacker or something like that. I can't really remember what position he was, but I remember this guy's way too small to be this position. He is incredibly attractive in this movie, especially when he sings Ain't No Mountain High Enough with the whole group when they're in the locker room. He just hits different in this. It's not true love, but it's up there. He's great. Obviously, I don't see enough of him to really make a final judgment call, but I'm going to put him somewhere in the middle. Let's just start off this way. Like I said, sometimes we move things around. Sometimes we don't. Usually I'm pretty certain with my decision making, but we will see with this. Also note, some movies I might not have seen. Some I really don't remember. So this is going to be all over the place. I might just be judging based on what I can remember. Next we have Fracture. Now I do remember this one. I think this one was Anthony Hopkins and Ryan Gosling. I think it was some kind of lawyer crime film. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't really remember. But I remember he was great in this. But it was early days Ryan Gosling where I really just didn't know who he was and I didn't think anything of him. He didn't stand out too much for me in this movie. So I am just going to put him in date for now. Obviously, dump is so severe. It's got to be a character. I mean, I know which character's going in there, but it's got to be the right fit. Next, we have The Place Beyond the Pines. This film is incredible. And I think this was the film he met his wife on, Eva Mendes, or were they already together? I'm not really sure. This is a gritty film. This was really when he started getting into that heavy stuff. And I think if I remember correctly, he rides a motorcycle. Is it like some kind of traveling show? And then it's crime. He went through a period, he loved some crime. And I love Ryan Gosling in crime. He is covered in tattoos in this movie. He's a bad boy. I like him. I mean, I know I shouldn't, but I do. I'm going to put love. I was very jealous of Eva Mendes in this movie. Now, The Ides of March. This is a political movie. It's Ryan Gosling, George Clooney, Evan Rachel Wood, I want to say is the girl. I only remember elements of this movie, and the elements I remember are Evan Rachel Wood being pregnant and something happening and Ryan Gosling having to go with her for an appointment. But I can't remember whose baby it was, whether it was George Clooney's or his. I just remember mostly being in love with Evan Rachel Wood. But this film is excellent. I just can't remember Ryan Gosling. Isn't this a great video? Here's a movie. I don't remember it, but he's attractive. Let me rank it. I'm going to put date for now until I remember. There is a film here I've never heard of, and I think it's a short film, but it came out recently, which means if it's recent, he looks like he does in The Fall Guy, which means based on that picture, I'm in love with him. love with him. Okay, here's where we get a bit interesting. Blue Valentine. This movie is crushing. I remember watching it thinking, I will never watch this movie again. You couldn't pay me to watch this film again. It's one of those films, it's just depressing. Every element of the movie is just depressing. And there is a scene in it that was really distressing to watch, which involved both Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams. So I am dumping him. I don't like it. I don't want to be involved in it. Both characters, not good. Crazy Stupid Love. This, I think, was the turning point for me with Ryan Gosling, where I always loved him as an actor, but this was the movie where I thought, oh my God, I'm in love with him. He is perfect. And Crazy Stupid Love might just be one of the best rom-coms ever made. Truly. It is so good. The cast is stellar. The twists and turns, believable. I think everyone was on the edge of their seat when you found out Ryan Gosling was dating Emma Stone, and then they go to her parents' house to meet the parents for the first time, and her parents are Steve Carell and Julianne Moore, and then we know Ryan Gosling's been helping Steve Carell date. Everyone's connected. And in that moment, I was like, holy hell, I did not expect that. But in this, he's just so kind. He's so funny. He's so attractive. He's so intelligent. Just the scenes with Emma Stone at their house, and they're talking about their life, and they fall asleep together, and they don't even sleep together. The lift, they do the Dirty Dancing lift. I just think he's so funny and charming. I love him. I want to marry him. I hate that he's married. True love. True love. It's love forever. Okay, next we have Lars and the Real Girl. Imagine I'm like, true love, Lars and the Real Girl. That's what did it. Lars and the Real Girl. Obviously, if you haven't seen this film, the poster will be very strange. It's a man that believes, what does he have? Is it a blow-up doll or some kind of doll? Is a real person. He's in love with them. It's bizarre. It's an excellent film, but incredibly bizarre. As for Lars, we wouldn't be compatible, me being a real human being. It's just got a lot of things he needs to work through, I'd say. So I'm going to dump him. Next, we have my favorite film at this present time, and that is The Fall Guy. Once again, for those who haven't seen it, The Fall Guy, he's a stuntman. He's working on a movie set with the girl that he's in love with, Emily Blunt. And then he has to get involved in all this crime and drama because the lead actor has gone AWOL, and Ryan Gosling has to go after him to bring him back because he wants to protect Emily Blunt's movie. He doesn't want her first picture to fail. It is so endearing how far he will go and how much danger he puts himself in just for the woman that he loves because he wants her film to be a success. So he will do everything. He literally just thinks he's going to die for her. I love him. He's so attractive too. There's one scene he comes out of the water, his arms. Oh my God. Honestly, I couldn't tell when I was watching it. I was like, who do I want more? Him or Emily Blunt? I've learned it's both of them. Together. I want them both together. I want to marry them both. We could be in a happy polyamorous relationship. But anyway, true love. Gangster Squad. Okay. I've never seen Gangster Squad, and I don't think I ever will, even though I love Ryan Gosling so much. This was one of those films that was plagued with editing nightmares, I'd say. It was due to come out. This was years ago, due to come out, and then I think they did one of those screeners for early stages where people could give feedback, and it was all negative, so they essentially re-edited the movie, and then it was still shit. So I never saw this film. Great cast, though. Also Emma Stone in it again. But I actually don't even know what he looks like in this movie. I'm sure he looks great. No, I've not seen it. So I'm just going to dump. I'm going to dump the movie and I'm going to dump him in it. Okay, The Nice Guys. This is going to be problematic. I feel I have seen this film once. I feel that way. But I can't tell if that's accurate. I've lied to myself many times, I have seen clips of him in it. I think I've seen it. I just can't remember any element of it. It's him and Russell Crowe. But this was also a great turning point for his career. So I feel like him in this movie hit different, especially from the pictures and what I remember. I'm gonna do Fling. I wish I could remember. I wish my memory was better, you know? That'd be amazing. Next, we have Barbie. Obviously, Barbie for me would be True Love. As a film, Barbie, True Love. Even Margot Robbie, True Love. Ryan Gosling in this movie, as an actor, love him. Incredible. Ken? Dump. Appearance sake in this movie, that's not my cup of tea. I don't like someone that looks like Ken. But he was excellent. And it was one of the better roles I saw him in. I thought it was nice seeing him in more of the silly, goofy role than we're used to, because he was doing such gritty films for so long. To see him play Ken and just be a simp for Barbie was incredible. I'm going to put it in love. Fan favorite, The Notebook. I love The Notebook. I remember the first time I watched it and the ending, and it's the couple in bed together. I thought they just fell asleep. And then my mum was crying. I was like, why are you crying? And she's like, they're dead. I was like, oh, I just thought they were sleeping. This didn't hit the same for me. But the older I get, the more I appreciate The Notebook. I think it's an incredible film. I haven't seen it in so long. But him, like, both of them are problematic in this film in their own ways. But just the scene on the lake, when they reunite, that's the turning point. Like, the years later, and he grows the beard, and he's got shaggier hair, and he's built that house for her. And then they go out on the lake, and she's like, why didn't you write me? And he's like, I wrote you 365 letters. I wrote you every day for a year. It wasn't over. Still isn't over. Well, maybe I like that film more than I thought I did. I thought he was great in this. And I love that they got together in real life. I loved them as a couple. I thought they were great. Yeah, no, True Love. It has to be. The Big Short, excellent film. But the thing is, he wasn't the one that stood out to me in that film. It was everyone else. It is a great film. And just even Margot Robbie in the bathtub explaining everything that's happening as it goes, because it's such a complex story to follow. But for him in this film, I actually don't remember him very well. But that's the hard thing when you've got such a stellar cast around you. You've got to be able to stand out. And I don't really remember him in it. That's a bit problematic, so I'll just put date for now. Oh, The First Man. I didn't really like this film. I think worse, it was one of those forgettable movies. I can't even remember who the girl was. Who was it? Not Carey Mulligan. Was it the girl that played the Queen? No, I can't remember. I can't remember who his wife was. For some reason, I've got it in my head. It's the girl that played Queen Elizabeth in season 1 of The Crown. But I don't know if it is. Maybe it is? I can't even remember her name now. I wish I could. My memory is... I'm so tired. That's the situation here. First Man, forgettable movie. But Ryan Gosling as an astronaut, excellent. Great concept. That's how you win over an audience. But I don't think it won over me because I have no recollection of how he made me feel. So, you know, dump. Okay, next up we have The Grey Man. I have never heard of this movie. Apparently it's a recent movie. No clue what this is. Never heard of it. Don't know what it's about. It seems like the last few movies all look like Ryan Gosling's a stuntman. It just looks like he's in a jacket that resembles Drive and he's just ready to fight people. This movie, I've got no clue. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. I would just assume that it's some kind of crime movie, like action crime. I don't really know. I can tell by the poster, though, it looks amazing. So I'm just going to put him in date for now. You know, it takes a lot for me to dump Ryan Gosling. He really has to put me off. So I'll date him. Blade Runner 2049. Okay, I've not seen this film. I haven't. I'm sorry. I know I've spoken about it before, but I've never seen it. I feel like I'm lying to the people. I need to watch it. I've seen many clips, and it looks incredible, and I love Blade Runner. I just don't know why I've never gotten around to watch it. I think I watched the intro on a plane, and then I fell asleep. Problematic, but I've seen how he looks in this movie, and it's 10 out of 10. I'm going to put him in fling in this one, just to balance the scales a little bit. But I promise I will watch Blade Runner. I really need to. I've heard it's incredible, and I love Denis Villeneuve. He can do no wrong. He can't. I literally just watched Sicario the other day. Obviously, I'm on the come down from the Fall Guy, so I had to watch Emily Blunt in something. Sicario. What a film. And apparently there's a second one, but obviously no Emily Blunt. So sad. And then Denis Villeneuve didn't even write. He didn't even direct the second one. It was someone else. But Sicario, amazing. Okay, this is the one of those films that came out around the same time as The Place Beyond the Pines, and I kept confusing the two. Oh, Only God Forgives. He's a drug smuggler thriving in Bangkok's criminal underworld. Another action crime drama. He loves them. Let me look what he looks like in this then. I mean, he looks incredibly attractive. He got bad reviews. Whoops. I don't know what he's like in this film. I know nothing about it. So I'm just going to put, criminal underworld. I'm going to put dump for now. Sorry, I know I said it takes a lot, but I'm going to, balance it. This one is that teacher one. Oh, what's this one called? Oh, this one is Half Nelson. He's a teacher, I think, I don't know if it's like a bit of a rough school in a city, and he's got an addiction to substances. I can't remember too much of this film. I remember seeing it when I was younger. I remember it being a great film. I don't think he's someone, he did not make me fall in love with him in that film. There was a turning point in his career, and when he hit that, that's when I was like, I'm in love with this man. You can't do anything wrong. Oh, God. I can't, my memory, honestly, the fact that I can't even remember any of these films, I have to look up every name. All Good Things. All I know is this one was based on The Jinx. Is that true? Thingy Durst. What was his name? Robert Durst? Something like that. The guy from the Jinx documentary. That was about, this movie was adapted from that? Or the story? I don't know. Only God Forgives. I think it's him and Kirsten Dunst. I have no clue. So I've not seen it, so I'm gonna dump him if it's anything related to the Jinx. Okay, La La Land. Incredible film. Incredible music. He is so talented. Seeing him sing and dance in this movie was so attractive to me because that was the first time we were seeing that happen. Right? That was the first time we've ever seen anything like that, aside from like old clips of him as a kid. I love this film. It's so good. Their love story is so good, and it's so sad. I wish the ending was different, but also the ending's perfect. The ending's perfect, but I wish like they got their ending together. Okay, True Love, and Drive. Drive is a perfect action crime thriller. It's the perfect movie. It's incredibly violent. He's incredibly attractive. He's a getaway driver, right? Is he a getaway driver? Or am I just thinking of Baby Driver? Even better. It's not that he's a getaway driver. He's a stunt man in Hollywood. Oh my God. This is such a niche that only Ryan Gosling can do now. He's playing every stuntman possible. Anyway, he gets involved in crime, and then I think he drives the... No, okay, so this is the plot. Mysterious Hollywood action film stuntman gets in trouble with gangsters when he tries to help his neighbor's husband rob a pawn shop while serving as his getaway driver. Okay, I knew there was a getaway driver. I was going to say, I was like, I've seen this film twice. There's no way I'm misremembering that element. But I did forget that it was a stuntman, and I kind of love that. But yeah, I remember there was the elevator scene stood out to me. The attack in the elevator scene. It's incredibly violent. Carey Mulligan's in this. So good. I'm in love with him. This is true love. I think that was also one of the films that changed my opinion on him a lot. I always liked him, but that made me love him. Ultimately, Ryan Gosling is perfect. He's in this like renaissance period right now. His career is changing. He's taking on roles that he never did before. Like, look at the roles he's doing now. The Fall Guy. That's it. The Fall Guy. No, The Fall Guy, Barbie, even La La Land. Like, I love the direction he's going now, and I want him to continue in this direction. I honestly think Ryan Gosling is the perfect leading man in any romance comedy. And I don't want to, put him in that box and only allow him to do that. He can do whatever he wants. He's great in everything. But he is so charming and charismatic, and he can have chemistry with anyone. So I want to see him in more romance, that's for sure. And I want to see him with Emily Blunt again, because they were the perfect couple. I'm not touching this list. I think it's perfect. I still hold out hope that one day I'll marry Ryan Gosling. We'll see. I'm here in my Roots hoodie if you want me. Looking my best. Let me know which Ryan Gosling movie is your favorite. Drop it in the comments. Let me know if you've seen The Fall Guy. Please watch it. Please, 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 please. I'll see you in the next video.